this is what we're going to talk about today. How to choose the perfect podcast guest. I get this question from my clients a lot. Like, how do you even choose who should come on your podcast? Once you decided you're going to do this podcast, how do you find these people, and how do you choose them? So here are some like quick tips for you how to choose your guests to make sure that they really bring value to your audience and to you as well. I mean, you are the creator of this show. Of course, you want to have a meaningful and rewarding conversation with them. So, of course, this might seem so obvious, but they need to have something to say about the topic of your podcast, right? They need to have something to say, and I think the best podcast guests are that have quite an interesting angle, an interesting perspective when it comes to that topic that you want to discuss. There has to be a story there, there has to be a story there, and you can pick up on that by doing your research well. Look those guests up. What are they discussing online? What other things have they been publishing? So that you can actually find that story and that angle that you want to bring in with this guest. So that's really how I'm doing it for my production, #Impact podcast. Nowadays, a lot of people reach out and they would like to be featured on the show, and you will see this happen for your own podcast as well. But also, when people are reaching out to you, look into them. Like, what is it that they can bring to your audience, and do they fit in with what you are overall? In not just in this particular episode that you want to produce with this guest, but also with your show. Do they fit in? Do they fit in with that? I think that's it. That's the quickest and kind of like maybe almost easiest tip I can give you as well. Maybe just to give a bonus tip, there should be a vibe. There should be some chemistry between you and the guest as well. So I highly recommend that even before you press record with that guest, maybe jump on a quick call. Maybe you already have connected with that guest before, then even better. Have you seen that guest maybe speak at an event, or you heard them speak at a webinar? Have you heard about them on another podcast? Of course, that's always a great way to find guests. I always try to challenge myself to actually lift people up that have maybe not been featured on many podcasts before, or maybe it's even the first time they are featured. For me personally, I find this even more rewarding if I can be kind of like the first person to feature them. But even if they have spoken at other podcasts before, try to find your particular angle to that, Try to get something out of them that maybe they haven't shared on other podcasts before. And you do that by making sure you have a good vibe with them. Yeah, see that you're clicking, that you feel like you can have like this casual conversation that your audience will really appreciate. So that's it. I hope that was quick enough. Actually, I try to keep it under 3 minutes, but I don't know. So much is always coming out of me. Yeah? If you want more tips on your podcast, actually, I want to give you a very special offer. Let's jump on a quick call. If you want some feedback on that podcast that you are producing right now, or that podcast you would like to get started, then reach out to me and drop me an email at regina@impact.com. Tell me that you heard about this from this LinkedIn video, so I know that this is my offer to you, and I'm glad to help you out and give you maybe another perspective on that podcast that you set out to record. That's it. Bye.